Okay, so mm, the week has been very nice. From last Sunday's analysis, we can see how the XY played out. The market respected what we had, um, and then it went past our point of interest. So we will do a fresh analysis and see what we expect this week. Gbpusd, Gbpusd. The stop loss was hit on that. Then for gold, so for gold, the market played out very nice. The market played out very well. Yeah. So we can now check on this week what we expect from the markets. And to start with, it's the economic calendar as usual. We have to start with the economic calendar, and before that, let me remind you we normally have three types of analysis, where we have the technical analysis, fundamental analysis, and sentimental analysis. And for today, I would like us to check on all the three types of analysis. Yeah, so let's start with the technicals. And for the technicals, tomorrow is on Monday, and I can see tomorrow we have no major news. We don't have any major news tomorrow. Let's go on Tuesday. For Tuesday, we are going to have the climate count change that is on the pound, that is on the GBP. For this, I'm not going to explain because I have done the work and the work is right here, so it's upon you to go and check out. I told you in the morning to go and check out. I don't know how many of you did so. So just go to our channel and then here is the video. Just go and watch that video. You're going to understand what is this climate count change. You will understand that, and you will be in a good position now to know what we are expecting. So I'm not going to talk about that. Then on Tuesday as well, that will be at 3:30 p.m. We're going to have the CPI in Canada. I'm not going to talk about this because mostly I don't interact with this Canadian economy, so on that don't have anything to say. So let's go to Wednesday. On Wednesday we are going to have CPI year over year, that is for the pound. And remember what we said, CPI is the consumer price index, right? And it's simply inflation on the consumer side. So as from the statistics here, there's high probability that inflation on the consumer side is likely to decline or to drop. That is in the UK. So there's high chances that we are going to have an actual which is less than the previous. So let's wait and see how things are going to unfold on that. Then on the same day, yeah? On the same day, we are going to have now the core retail sales and also the retail sales, right? And that one, I have as well uploaded a video on the same. So just go to our channel and watch those two videos, one about the climate cloud change and the other one about the retail sales and the core retail sales. And now you'll be in a good position now to understand and know how you can interact with those news this week. Then at 4:45 p.m. In Canada, we are going to have now the central bank, that is the Central Bank of Canada, talking about now the interest rates, right? On that, I have no comment. Later, we will have now the press conference, and then at 8:30 p.m. Powell will be giving a speech. That is the Fed chair will be giving a speech there. So let's wait and see how it's going to be. On Thursday, we are going to have the CPI, that is QQ, that is quarter to quarter, and in that it will be in New Zealand. At 4:30 p.m. Audi, we are going to have the employment change and also the unemployment rate in Australia. For this one, I can check on it because it's going to affect gold. Remember, Australia is one of the largest producers of gold. So once you have a major news in Austria, you have to check on gold, because you might ignore that and you see a sudden move in the market and you start asking yourself, where has this move come from? So I'll keep my eyes on that. You can see the employment change. Previously we had a negative 52.8k. This time it's expected to increase, and also from the statistics I can have that view of an increase. So there's a probability we are going to have an actual which is greater than the forecast, but let's wait and see how the numbers are going to come out that day. Later we are going to have the main refinance rate, that is in the euro, and also the monetary policy statement on euro. On that I have no comment. At 3:30, the unemployment claims, that is in the US. Remember, the war between the US and China on tariffs is still ongoing. So I'll be expecting the number of unemployment to continue increasing. The people who will be filing to get the benefits from government, I expect the number to be increasing, because when the tariffs are still going high, most of the small companies are going to shut down, and yeah, so I'll expect during that time to see a bearish dollar index and something to deal with the USD XX. I expect them to buy the likes of gold, Euro USD, Gbpusd, Audi USD, and the rest. At 3:45, we are going to have the press conference, that is on euro, after this the rate statement is done. Then on Friday is going to be a very slow day. In Australia, we are going to have a bank holiday. So if you trade the Audi related pairs on Friday, you better just keep off the markets. On Japan, we are going to have the national core CPI. On that, I don't have much comment. The news, it is supposed to be a medium impact, but it can be a high impact news. In France, we are going to have a bank holiday. So if you are trading CHF, you better just keep off. Euro, we are going to have a bank holiday in Germany. Remember, I told you where did the euro come from, because euro is not a country as the rest, right? I explained that where the euro came from, and so if within the euro zone one of the countries is having a bank holiday, it's going to affect the euro currency. Then we are going to have the pound on the Great Britain part. We are going to have an holiday as well. Italy, on that Italian trade balance, I don't know what to say on that. Going to Canada, we are going to have a bank holiday as well. Then in the US, you have now the FOMC member daily speak. So what I can highly advise you is that on Friday you better stay away from the market. on Friday you better stay away from the market, because what is expected most of the time when we have bank holidays, the market is consolidating. Yeah, the market is consolidating, so on Friday you just better keep off the markets. So this week has no many news events, so it's a good cool week for trading. Now let's go now to the sentimental analysis, and for sentimental analysis, sorry, I use the FX Blue and also my FX book. So talking about sentimental analysis, I'm sure if not everyone, majority of you have heard about the COT report, the commitment of traders. That is now the COT report, right? So sentimental analysis, this is now where you check on the positions or how retail traders have placed themselves in the market. So in this case, we will be checking on the positions or how retailers are placing themselves in the market. So once you go to your my FX book account, just come to where we have a community, then come to sentiment, right? Just go there and then come to sentiments. Now here under sentiments, just scroll, and now you are going to see what's expected. So let's check an example. In the Euro USD, 79% of people are on shorts. Then only 21% are on buys. So in most cases you go against the majority, and remember the majority here, they are now the retailers. So if most of the retailers are now doing what? Are now selling, the big boys are now looking for buying opportunities. So you just be smart and now position yourself with the big boys. So coming to the Gbpusd, you can see we have shorts totaling to 61%, and also the longs at 39%. I believe you can see all these. So you just use the data there. It will help you with bias, and then once you get bias, you now go to technicals, check on your charts, confirm whether these things are rhyming, and then you can now look forward for your potential entries. Let's check on this. This is silver. For silver, you can see the shorts are 48% and then the longs are 52%. Let me check on gold, and then we can proceed to our technicals. So on gold, you can see 63% of retail traders are on what? Are on sells. Only 37% are on buys, and high probability is that gold is still going to go up. But now let's proceed to the technical analysis and now see what we expect from this market. So first things first, we start with the dollar index. So this is going to be the monthly time frame. So now coming to monthly time frame on the dollar index, I want you to see something very interesting here. With the dollar index on the monthly time frame. So I don't know. If you can check here, you can see how the market has been trading. It's been trading in the market phases, that is now impasse and what? Impasse and correction. An impassive move is the strong move towards one direction. So this is now the impasse. The correction happened all here, and then we had this impulsive move there, and now currently we are in a correction. So there is still high probability you are going to have another impulsive move towards the upper directions, because in this monthly time frame we are still on an uptrend, that is on the dollar index. But now you have to check on what to do on these lower time frames. So first I'll have to mark this eye, where you can see we had an imbalance there, so I'll mark that level. And now currently you can see the market has taken out this low, the market has taken out the previous lower low, and it's giving us a new low. And when you check on this kind of market, you will see that like in this case, before the market moved, the market gave us what? A double bottom over here, and this is now where we have the neckline, right? So the market is currently trending around the neckline of this double bottom. So we can treat this one as a retest at the double bottom. But now currently, if you check on this market and base your argument as well on the fundamentals, right? That is more on the ongoing tariffs disputes between the US and China. You can see this is going to be my point of interest here. This is now going to be my point of interest for buying the dollar index. So according to monthly time frame, if I was to buy the dollar index, I'll just wait for it to come to this level around 96 or 95.9. Then from there I can look for my longs on the dollar index. But that is the weekly time frame, right? That is the weekly time frame. Let's go to sorry, this is monthly, not weekly. This is monthly time frame. That was monthly time frame. So let's see what the weekly time frame has for us is. So coming now to weekly time frame, there is high probability the market might come up to retest last week but once low, and then from there we can now do what? We can now sell before we go high. So there's high probability we might see the market giving this kind of a thing, right? We might see the market giving such kind. So I'll have my eyes over here for a retest before we continue with sales, and then after those sales around 96 or 95, between 95 to 96 there, it's when I'm now going to look for longs on the dollar index. That is weekly, right? So let's see daily. Let's see the daily time frame. Coming to the daily time frame, you can see, and also we have a gap here. So we have a gap here. So there's high probability now the market might come to my anticipated area, or even go past that level and come to this 4-hour time frame sorry, not 4 but daily time frame imbalance. So I'll be watching these two levels for my possible sales on the dollar index, Don't forget that here the market had formed an head and shoulders pattern, and that is why you can see the market has been selling like crazy. Here the market after this sell, the market formed a bearish flag, and then it broke out very impulsive up to this level. So let's wait and see. So that was daily time frame. Let's see 4-hour time frame. Let's see whether 4-hour time frame has something different for us. So now coming to 4-hour time frame, you can see currently what the market is now trying to do over here. The market is trying to form kind of a some kind of a continuation pattern as well. So I will not be surprised to see the market come back here or here, and then we see a very strong a very strong drop to now our point of interest. It might take a week or two, or even less. With the current market conditions, anything is possible. Anything is possible with the current market conditions. So remember, I said we have a gap here, and I expect the gap to be filled. We have this gap over here, and I expect it to be filled. So, and as you can see currently what the market is doing, it's forming something which gives a reason for possible you can see we have this possible inverse head and shoulders. So we might see now the market coming to our points of interest. So how the market opens is going to determine what next. How the market opens is going to determine what next. But remember, I'll be expecting to see the market here before continuing to look for the sales on the dollar index. That's my take on the dollar index. I don't know if you have a different view on the same. If you have any, you can just let us know. So that's what I expect from the dollar index. Come back, then continue selling. With that being said on the dollar index, we can proceed to the next pair, which is now the Great Britain pound. That is the Gbpusd. So if we are expecting a sell on the dollar index, on the other hand, we should be expecting what? We should be expecting a buy on. We should be expecting a buy on the Gbpusd. So first, I'll mark this I. I'll first mark this I. I'll first mark that I. I'll first mark the high, and also mark this low. Mark this low over here. So I already now have the playground. Like the market is expect to trade in between these two zones. That is now the resistance and also the support. Right? So on the monthly time frame, you can see the market is very, very bullish. Market is very, very bullish on that. And coming to this, coming here, if you check on this market, well, you will see the market formed what? The market formed an inverse head and shoulders, and you can see it's still going up. It's still going up. So if this is going to continue, I expect this market to go past the previous the previous high, and past the previous high. The point of interest we have here is that imbalance at 1.34700. 1.34700, and above that, which is now the very, very possible point, is 1.4651. That is going to be a very, very key level. So on this, you can see the market reversed at this imbalance, and then the buys are now in control. The buys are now in control. So we are still very bullish on that. So let's check on because if you check on this is we had this trend. The market did what? Breakout and then back to retest, and now we are expecting a 90% rule fulfillment. That was a breakout, then we had a retest, and then you can see the market is going up. This is now where we have our 90% rule. The 90% rule states that the next impulsive move should cover at least 90% of the correction. So the moment the market was trading inside this channel, which happened to be a downtrend, that is now what I call a correction. So once the market breaks out, I expect the market to cover at least 90%. 90%. That's why you can hear me talking of the 90% rule. So I expect the market to come to this level, and now when I bring the topic of liquidities in this scenario, I expect the market to go past this in order to grab what? The buy side liquidity. So this one is now going to be the suitable point for me, and if that is to happen, I'll be very much happy, because the market will have given me a double top, and it will have already done what? It will have grabbed liquidity. So if I'm to take sales on that, I'll not have much stress. So that is what I really expect on Gbpusd. That is on the weekly time frame. That's on the weekly time frame, remember. So let's proceed to something like, okay, let's proceed to daily time frame. Let's proceed to daily time frame and see whether the market gives something. See what the market is trying to communicate over here. So coming to this time frame, you can see first we have two touches on that resistance trend line. We as well have two on the support trend line. Not two, but on the support trend line we have three. We have three touches on the support trend line. We have three touches on the support trend line. So this is how it is on the daily time frame. So from the daily time frame, what I can highly expect is the market to drop to a certain level over here. If I'm to use a zone, I have a very strong zone over here. So I can expect the market to drop to this level and then give an inverse head and shoulders, and then we can continue with our buys. Remember, on the other hand, we are expecting the dollar index to fall. So if the dollar is falling, Gbpusd is buying. So that one is very much possible, to happen. So that is daily time frame. Let's check on the 4 hours and now conclude on the analysis of Gbpusd. Right, so you can see you can see clearly on the 4 hour time frame what you can expect. You can clearly see what we are expecting. The market here gave a double. The market gave a double bottom over here, and there is where we have the neckline over here. So we have the neckline over here. If what I was anticipating is to happen, the market coming back here, it will be given a retest on what? On the neckline of this double bottom, right? And by so doing, the market will have formed what? An inverted head and shoulders pattern. So taking buys is going to be the best option for me on that. Taking buys will be the best option for me on that, right? Yeah, taking buys will be the best option for me on that, where I will target above this zone, targeting above this 1.3500, targeting above 1.3500, targeting above 1.3500. So that's my expectation on the Great Britain pound. If you have a different view on that, you can just let me know. That is my view on the Great Britain pound. Let me check on the GBP, JPY. Actually, there is something nice on that pair. I saw something good, that is the Great Britain pound against the Japanese yen. So we have our eye over here, we have the recent low, and talking of the recent low, I don't necessarily mean the current one, I mean the one which has already happened, a past, but just check and yeah. So now on the monthly time frame, the pound is communicating something. If you are very keen, if you check on this, just look on this. So that this tells us that the Great Britain pound is not yet done with going up, it is still gonna go higher. And now the next point of interest is here, if the market will go up. Okay, the market actually tapped on that imbalance. So if the market is now going to go further, this is now where we can now have our point of interest between these two levels. This now will be our points of interest, and there is high probability we are going to see the market come here above 200 and above 220. Yeah, there is that high probability. And also, if you check on the market, we have had an impulsive move. Currently the market is in a correction, so we will expect another impulsive move move towards the upper direction very soon. So that is monthly time frame. There's nothing much, nothing much on monthly. Let's go to weekly time frame. Now coming to weekly time frame, you can see the market has been in impasse, correction, impasse. Currently the market is in a correction, so you might see the market come back here, level here. We now have the buy side liquidity, and then you can see the market break impassively and continue with the buys. But now, before that, we have lots of liquidity over here. This is the liquidity, you can see here. So before we continue going up, I expect the market to do what? I expect the market to come and grab this, buy side liquidity. So I expect the market to do what? To come and grab this liquidity. We are going to see the possible entry point at the 4-hour time frame, so don't worry much about that. We as well have another one here. We as well have that one over there. So I expect once the market starts buying, grabs this one and also grabs this one over here. So let's check on daily time frame. Now coming to daily time frame, you can see the market has been consolidating. The market has been consolidating. The market has been ranging. The market has been consolidating here. You can clearly see, right? You can see this is what the market has been doing. And you can see the market behavior. We have impasse, correction. You can see we had a correction over there. Then after the correction, the market did what? After the correction, the market broke out of that consolidation impassively, very strong, right? Then after breaking, you can see the market is now consolidating. So there's a probability now the market will still give another drop before going up. Now this is where my eyes got some interest on. You can see on the 4-hour time frame there is this possible inverted head and shoulders. Very nice one, very nice looking. this one, and I'm expecting this market to drop to this level, then go up. So this is the point I will be expecting for my entries. For my buy entries, I'll be expecting around at that imbalance. Don't forget this. The whatever the market has done, it's still an inverse head and shoulders, but to me, it's not convincing. That's why I'm saying I still expect what the market to come down to this level. Give me now a good buy entry. Yeah, the market can as well decide, let me do what, let me go up, grab this buy side liquidity over here, and then look for an entry somewhere here, or come to this order block, stock imbalance here. Then once that happens, you're going to see a very massive drop, which will lead now to the market coming and grabbing the liquidity I talked about on the weekly time frame here. Yeah, so these are the two scenarios, but I highly expect, or I highly anticipate for this move. So let's wait and see how the market is going to behave. Yeah, let's see how the market is going to behave this coming week. I don't know what's your take on that. But let's wait and see what happens with the market. If you have a different view on the same, you can just let me know. Yes,
nilikuwa na same view kwa UJ,
yeah,
ndio nimespot exactly hivyo venye iko.
okay, thank you. So we have the same view. Let's wait and see how the market is going to play out this coming week. So if there's nothing more to talk about on GJ, we can go to gold and then conclude our analysis today. So let's check on gold. Or the precious metal. Last week gold moved lots of pips, because if we check on for ourselves, gold moved for roughly 900. It was what, 910 pips. Gold moved for 910 pips for ourselves. For the buys, the market did some very crazy pips. That was over 2000 pips. Yeah, so let's just do a fresh analysis. So you can see what happened. Market came to a point I had marked last week. Yeah, the market just came to that point. Remember last Sunday I said I was expecting gold to go below 3000, and it happened. Market went to this 2957 level, and currently you can see where the market is trading at. So on the monthly time frame, there's nothing much to talk about. Because now this is how the market is. If you can try and do something here which maybe might seem unrealistic, so if you had your resistance trend line, that was initially right. If you had that trend line resistance, you can see the market came back and done what? It did not do a full retest, but it retested. So the full retest was expected to be somewhere here, right? That was to be around 28 something. But whatever happened, well and good. So now let's go to weekly time frame and see what the market is trying to communicate, right? Let's see what the market is trying to tell us. So now coming to weekly time frame, this can be an area of interest for me, so let me back it with that like that. So the market this week might decide, let me come back to this point and then gain enough momentum and push me to that 3300, 3400, 3300, 3400. the market can decide to do so. The market can decide to do so. So the market currently is very crazy on gold. Fundamentals are doing wonders. If you're not a fan of fundamental analysis, my friend, it's going to be very tough for you. So let me try and check on something here. So having this as what gold has done, let me now tell you the next stop for gold. What is the next step for gold once it starts buying, or the possible target for gold? The possible target for gold is going to be at 35.40. So if the market is going to play out as I am anticipating a drop over here, and then the market gains momentum, we might see the market now at 35.40. If on the other hand things continues as they are, that is now on the economic side, the war between the US and China continues, we might see the market at this level. Then from there now you can start looking for things like this. You can see the market the market coming down for a sell. But as for now, we are still very bullish on gold. The bearish trend on gold, or a change in trend on gold, that is on weekly time frame, will only be declared once the market goes below this level and gives us a new low. But let's just be patient. And wait. The time will come, gold will just have a free fall. Remember, we normally say that bears create wealth while bulls brings riches. So bears brings what? Wealth. So let's wait and see how things are going to unfold in the coming few days. So this is daily time frame. In the daily time frame, as I just told you, if we check here on the daily time frame, we have an imbalance over here. Actually, it happens to be at our point of interest, or our zone of interest. So there's high probability we might see the market come back to 3,000. We might see gold come back to 3,000, around that level. And then now from there we can have our buys. We can have our buys all the way to 35.50. I know the 35.50 to many might sound something unrealistic, but I believe the market will hit that level before the year ends. Or if it does not happen this year, early next year it will. So let's just wait and see what happens. So let's check on the 4-hour time frame. Now coming to 4-hour time frame, it's now going to give me another point which I can have interest on. This zone can be a good demand zone for me, because initially this was now the resistance here. The market did what? The market broke out very impulsive. So I'll be expecting the market to come back to do a retest, and by so doing, gold is showing something here, right? Here it is. So if the market comes back to either the first or the second zone, the market will have formed what? An inverse head and shoulders. And if you see this kind of pattern on gold on higher time frames, my friend, expect thousands of pips to be harvested. So let's just wait and see what happens with the market in the coming week. If you check on what is happening here, there's a possible raising wedge. Yes, we don't have a resistance, but we can say this is a possible raising wedge. Let me just try dropping to lower time frames and see whether it can be clear. All right, like in this case, in this is 1 hour, so I can have my resistance trend line over there. I can have my resistance trend line there, and then have my support trend line over here. So you can now clearly see why I was saying that is a possible raising wedge. And inside this raising wedge, if you go to a lower time frame, I'm not much sure of which time frame, you will see a possible head and shoulders pattern. So there's a probability tomorrow we are going to experience sell-off on gold, unless stated otherwise, or unless the market behaves in a different manner. This is the 30 minutes. This is 30 minutes. So this is how the market is. 15. Let's see on the 15 minutes how things are on gold. So if you try to check, sorry, I have chosen the wrong tool. Let me check up the path. So the market came here. We have this, and now we have just choose that one, and then the market is now here. So this is kind of an hidden head and shoulders. So that's what I was trying to talk about. Let's see how tomorrow things are going to play out once the market open. Let's see how things play out once the market open. If it's going to play as I have anticipated, then we are not going to miss some good number of pips. 1,000 pips, 1,000 plus pips, 1,000 plus pips, 1,000 plus pips. Yes. And for the first take profit, for the first overall take profit, because the market might decide to come and reverse at this level, it's going to be 500 pips. It's not bad, which is not bad. Why am I saying this? It's going to be, the market might decide to come back to this level and then go up. By so doing, the market will have formed what we call now a bullish rectangle. The market will have given equal lows and also equal highs, and then break and continue with the trend. So if you're going to take that sell, have a very keen eye at this level of 3180, 3185 levels. Have a keen eye on those levels. So that's my take on gold. I don't know whether we have anyone with a question. I don't know whether we have anybody with a question. Anybody with a question in this? The point I said is my point of interest. You can see it happens to have an imbalance. So let's just wait and see what happens with gold. Any question? Hello? Alright, so guys, if you have no question, we can call it a day. We can call it a day at that point. And guys, kindly don't forget to watch the videos I'm uploading on YouTube. They are very, very, very educative. Also, if you have been watching those videos, I'm pretty sure you have understood mostly what I'm doing. I'm uploading videos related to fundamentals or the news. So make sure you watch them kindly, and once you are when you are going to watch them, make sure you have a notebook and at least make some notes from them. If it's something like, let's say, NFP, the video on NFP is explaining what are the leading indicators to NFP, and how can you trade each of the leading indicators. Sorry, let's say it's something like Joel's job opening. If the actual comes out greater than forecast, you expect what? A bullish dollar index. It's explained there. You can just write that short summary on the same. So yeah, allow me to end there for today. Let's see how the week is going to be. I wish you all a peaceful week. For those who will be watching the video later, if you don't understand, or if you have any question, you can just drop it in the comment section, or just to WhatsApp. I'm going to leave the number there, and I'll answer your question. So guys, let's keep subscribing, share. Yeah, let's grow to 1,000. Let's grow to 1,000, and then from there I can start doing live trading with you. Once we hit 1,000, we will start doing live trading, and many other goodies are coming along the way. Let me just say that we will be having some competitions. Then from the competitions we can try and fund some traders. Yeah, so let's keep pushing. It's your boy Mr. Gbpusd.